So how should I be looking at a portfolio? Is it too narrow to say I've got some money that I'm investing? Are there other considerations that I should take into account?
Well, I think so. For an example, are you earning an income? If you're earning an income, I'll give you an example. I teach a course on successful investing at the Yale School of Management. And 75 students show up, and the first assignment is, what will your portfolio's asset mix be at 30, 50, and 70? And the answers come back overwhelmingly, because they all check with the internet and see what's the answer. 30% in bonds at 30, 50% at 50, and 70% at 70. I said, that's got to be wrong. I said, no, it's what we were told. Fine, you were told, but do you do anything else because you were told? No. Okay, let's get back. What have you got? And it's the total. This is when I come to what I urge them to think about always, is the total portfolio. So for an example, at my age, Social Security is part of that total portfolio. Well, that's a very steady amount of money. It's a lot like a bond in terms of what it means to me from an investment point of view. So maybe I ought to think about that as part of my portfolio as a whole, but it's a fixed income type of characteristic. Okay, wife and I own our own home. Well, that's part of your investment portfolio. What's the return on a home? None. It's you basically keep up with inflation, and that's about it. Okay, that's a stable asset, isn't it? So if the market goes up and down, the value of the house change? No. The value of the house stays pretty constant, day in, day out. Okay, so it'll rise enough to basically cover the cost of owning the home and fixing it up from time to time. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, what else have you got? Well, I've got my investments, and my wife's got her investments. We could include those. Should we lump them together? Yeah, I think you probably would. That'd be very sensible. What else? Well, my wife's got an earned income, and I have an earned income. At your age, you're still earning an income? It's because I love doing the work, and people are glad to pay me for it? Yeah, I'm still actually very much enjoy it. Okay. So you want to include all those different component parts? Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, how big is the investment part of that total portfolio? Not all that big.
So it's a whole different way to think about our portfolio in a much broader context then.
Oh boy, yes, because if you don't think about the context, you know you're doing yourself a problem, putting the blinkers on and limiting what you could have thought about. And it causes people to say, well then, why would I want to have that much involved in bond investments? And I think that's a really great question. I think everybody ought to be asking that question. You go back to the Yale model. The Yale model starts by going to fundamental questions in every single characteristic of behavior. Is it really the right thing to be doing at Yale?
That's what we should be asking ourselves.
We should all be doing that.